Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Taste and See on SSC Live TV. My name is Ken Jobst and I am here with my wife,
Elisa Lee.
So we are just delighted to have you back for season 2. And this is episode 1 of Taste and See. And I've got to tell you what, I'm so excited because today we're going to talk about taste. Not like taste in clothing or taste in fashion. We're going to be talking about taste, right? And what goes on in your mouth when you're tasting the different things that we might cook or prepare or find at the store or find in a restaurant. So on Taste and See this week, it's taste. Now, Elisa, you know that the scripture verse that we base this entire enterprise on is, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good," right? But there's another verse that I want to lift up today, and this verse comes from one of my favorite Psalms. This is Psalm number 139, and it's verse 14, which says, "I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how we are made to be able to taste different things. Now, let me ask you a question. When you were like in elementary school or middle school or whenever it was, did they ever teach you about taste buds?
Maybe.
You know, way back in the day, I don't know, it might have been high school.
I think it was high school.
Did they have the big map of the tongue?
Yes,
that they
it
would
was
pull
high school.
down and
High school biology.
Exactly. And they had like regions of the tongue, and they had a pointer, and they would point to this region of the tongue and say, "Oh, that's the center of tasting thus and so." Salty, right?
Or just the other section is sweet.
Right. And another section for bitter. And the
Sour.
idea was that bitter would be at the tip of your tongue. And what was the other one?
Sour?
Sour, right? Because in middle school, you always wanted to get the most sour candy you could possibly get and see how many of them you could eat at the same time.
Without choking.
Was that just me?
No.
Okay.
Sour Patch Kids were awesome.
That's it. Now, so today on Taste and See, we're talking about physiology. We're talking about your taste buds. And as we've already mentioned, taste buds basically, you know what? There's been news on the taste bud front. Right?
Revise your ideas.
Revise your ideas, because the research is exploding with regard to taste. Now watch this. You've already mentioned 4 of them, right? And what are they, once again? The different tastes that we have receptors on the tongue for. Ready?
Sweet.
Sweet, right? Okay, so we've got sweet taste buds that are attuned to sweetness. What's the next one?
Salty.
Salty. So taste buds that are going to tell us, ooh, I sense salt in that. The third one is?
Sour.
Sour, right? And?
Bitter.
And bitter is number 4. Now,
There's a fancy new one
there's a fancy new one.
called umami.
Umami. Now, when I was a kid, we couldn't afford umami, right? But the idea is there is a 5th taste bud, and I think this is very, very interesting. The umami taste buds, taste receptors, are those that distinguish what they call savory. And the biochemistry of this, I love this. The biochemistry of this goes like this. The umami sensors, or the savory sensors, trigger when a certain protein, a certain amino acid touches them, and it makes your mouth go, mommy.
Uh-huh.
Now, I want to walk us through this because this is kind of some interesting stuff. The first thing that you're going to taste, the first type of taste bud that we're discussing, distinguishes sweetness. And the thing about sweetness is it's reacting, your taste bud is reacting to sugar. So that means you're eating something that will give your body calories. So it tastes sweet. Salty, your taste buds that are salt receptors are responding to, sodium chloride. They're responding to salt in whatever it is that you're eating. And
That does the electrolyte balance, the salt part.
exactly right. You know what I've always wondered?
What?
Go look at Gatorade sometime. What's Gatorade? Gatorade is supposed to be like the electrolyte balancer, and look at the level of potassiums and salt in. There's like practically nothing. But anyway, the salt receptor is going to help you maintain a proper electrolyte balance. Because if your electrolytes get messed up, oh wow, it's going to mess up your heartbeat and just all kinds of different things.
You feel bad.
Yeah, I feel really bad. Salt, sweet. Third one is
Sour?
sour, right? Now, the chemical that is triggering the sour taste buds are acids. Now, the most important, I don't know if it's the most important, but the most recognizable acid in our diet would be vitamin C, ascorbic acid. So when you're eating something in that sour, it's like, ooh, I bit into a lemon, bit into a lime, right? Ooh, you get that little tingle there. Well, that's your taste buds responding to the acid. And then, as we mentioned just a moment ago, umami is protein.
You want to do bitter?
Let's do bitter. So the fifth one, thank you.
Let's do bitter.
The fifth one, the fifth taste bud might be the most important taste bud of all, because the fifth taste buds have to do with bitterness. And
That also helps when it's bitter, it sort of alerts your body. It tells you that something is toxic.
yeah, so
So-
it's like, puh,
Yeah,
right?
you might want to be careful with what you just put in your mouth that way.
So watch this. We live in a world, and there's a whole lot of stuff outside our body that could hurt us. There's a few things that we want to get into our body because they will help us. But our bitter taste buds help keep the stuff that should stay out. Now, you know what? You have 5 types of taste buds, but how many taste buds do you think you have?
A bunch.
Oh, there's a bunch. You know what? Between 2,000 and 8,000 taste buds. I just think that's amazing.
That is.
All on your tongue, right? Well, oh, wait. They're not all on your tongue. Some are within like the back of your throat. There's some in the roof of your mouth. But predominantly they're on the tongue. Now, the sad news for me is that your taste buds begin to
Die out.
fade out a little bit around age 50.
Total bummer.
So you know what I have, my strategy is to eat things that have a bigger flavor.
Spicy.
Spicier flavor, right? Spicier spices, maybe cheeses that have more of a punch to them in terms of flavor at all. Oh, by the way, you know what? Every 10 days you get new taste buds.
Yeah.
I just think that's amazing. Every 10 days, your taste buds are regenerating. Because, can I just say the worst things for your taste buds are cigarettes, right? Just stop smoking and everything else will taste good. Okay, now, this is taste and see, and I want to hook this up to the Bible, right? Because there's some Bible verses here that I think are very, very important for us to know a little bit more about. And here's what I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to give you the punchline to begin the story, right? Here's the punchline for this illustration. The punchline is the Bible talks about all the different tastes, right? So when we look in Exodus 16, you've got the children of Israel. They're wandering in the desert. God gives them manna. God provides them manna in the desert. And what did it taste like?
Wafers.
Tasted
Made
like
with honey.
wafers made with honey, which means
It was sweet.
It's sweet. So sweetness is referred to in the Bible. In the book of Job, Job chapter 6, verse 6, right? Here's Job. He's having a terrible time. And here's what he says. He says, "Can flavorless food be eaten without salt? Is there any taste in the white of an egg?" Which is what I always say whenever a waitress comes around and wants to try to sell me an egg white omelet. Is there any taste in the white of an egg? I'm quoting scripture, right? So sweetness is mentioned, saltiness is mentioned, and then in Matthew chapter 27, right, with the crucifixion of Jesus, verse 34 says they gave him sour wine. Oop, there's the sour wine. You know, by the way, do you know the English word for sour wine is actually the French word for sour wine? Vinaigre.
Oh.
Vinegar is sour wine. They gave him sour wine mingled with gall to drink, but when he had tasted it, he would not drink. So the sour wine is sour, and gall is basically another term for bitter. Here's the thing. We've got these tastes. Our tongue has these taste receptors. And by the way, one of the symptoms of COVID-19
no taste or smell.
is you lose the sense of smell for a little while, temporarily lose the sense of smell, and temporarily lose the sense of taste. So things don't smell like they should smell. They don't taste like what they should taste like. Now let me ask you this.
Uh-oh.
You like spicy food.
I do.
Where's the spicy taste bud?
All over.
There's no, it's sweet or it's sour or it's bitter.
Yeah,
or
you don't have a spicy taste bud.
You
It's a
don't-
feel.
Oh, look at that. That's exactly true. That's exactly right. It's spicy is not a taste. Spicy is a feel. Exactly. So I can, spice is a flavor. It's not a taste. Because it's not a particular taste bud that's going to say, whoop, 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 that's
Cinnamon.
spicy. Now, the other kind of thing is, well, if spicy is hot, what about cool? There's some peppermint, right? You
That's a
bite into peppermint and then like breathe in, and it gives you a cooling sensation. There's no cool taste bud. There's no hot taste bud. There's no astringency taste bud. Who likes persimmons? Anybody like persimmons? Right? I like persimmons. We went to pick some persimmons earlier in the year. Right? Oh my goodness! Because we got a hold of one that was not completely ripe. And the tannins, chemical compound of tannin in the persimmon, like, is astringent, which means it just immediately robs you of all of the saliva in your mouth. It just like dries right up. Ooh, mercy.
It's enough to give you the shivers.
It gives every one of us the shiver. Now what about regular temperature? Now there's spicy, hot, quote unquote, which means spicy, but is there a taste bud that tells you, oh, it's hot or it's cold?
Temperature, no.
No, it's not a taste bud.
That's a feel too.
That's a feel, right? So there are some things that are feels that go along with the tastes. But today we just want to talk about taste buds.
Did you know that the word alma mater comes from the Latin meaning nurturing mother? One of our primary objectives at Simmons College of Kentucky is to nurture late bloomers. So it doesn't matter if you struggle through high school just to graduate, or even if you earn your GED. We don't look at a student's past, we look at their potential. Simmons College of Kentucky, creating the next generation of thinkers.
Some people refuse to do this to a good Funyun, but if you take a Funyun and put a damp paper towel on it and put it in the microwave for just a little bit to sogify.
That's an official word now. He just made that up.
To sogify your Funyuns, you will find. And so on Taste and See today, we're going to taste some coffee. And Elisa, tell them about the coffee that we're using today.
This is the coffee that we brewed to bring. It's called Dark Magic, and it's a dark, really strong blend. So I do it with 1.5 cups of water. But that's what we brewed this morning for our tasting.
Oh, wow. Watch it. Okay. I know you cannot enjoy this at home like we're going to enjoy, but I've got the thermos. The coffee is in here. I'm taking the lid off the thermos, and I'm about to indulge in one of the pleasures of life. And
I smell it already.
there it is. Now, I got to tell you,
so good.
there's some things for which the aroma is really way better than the taste. For me, coffee is one of those things. I would rather order a cup of coffee and sit and smell it than drink it.
He doesn't need the caffeine.
I
That's
don't-
mine.
I don't need the caffeine, right? But watch this. This coffee is, I believe, essentially bitter.
It is by
It's-
itself. That's why it needs
yeah.
creamers and stuff to taste like candy.
Now, here's the thing. Watch. Now, I know there's some folk who are big fans of black coffee. Just give coffee. Give me just coffee. And you know what I think about the drinkers of black coffee? Here's what I think. I think your taste buds are able to discriminate the more subtle aromas and flavors that are all wrapped up in coffee. Maybe kind of a chocolatey, citrusy, little bit of spicy, bitter, and that sort of thing. But you know what? Coffee is not supposed to be that bitter. And as before, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's the caffeine. Well, as it turns out, only 15%, 15% of the bitterness in coffee is due to the caffeine. Most bitter coffee, watch this. If you have bitter coffee at home, one of the things you might want to think about is clean the coffee maker. And I say that from the heart, because lime scale gets built up in the coffee maker and everything.
To clean the coffee maker, you can just run vinegar through it, fill it with vinegar. It's a lot of vinegar. Run it through and then rinse it out 2 or 3 times with another whole thing, 2 or 3 whole things of water. It'll be clean, just like new.
You know what else happens? People use the wrong grind of coffee, right? I mean, if you're making it in a percolator, or some people use water that's too hot and it brings out the oils, which brings out the bitterness. Now, here's my deal. Here we are. Today on Taste and See, we've got coffee that's bitter, but we don't want the coffee to taste bitter. Our taste buds are oriented around making it taste
like candy.
better.
Better, not bitter.
Not
Yeah,
bitter,
look how
right?
smart you are.
So-
I just like the candy part.
So, we have brought some creamers, and we're going to taste and see which of these creamers really does the job. We have peppermint mocha, hazelnut, and Franche vanilla, right? Now, so what we're going to do is take the just recommended daily allowance of Coffee Mate,
Shake that.
and we'll be sure we get all of the good stuff off the bottom, right? All the peppermint sticks and everything, and chocolate hunks. And I'm going to pour I've got my little sample of coffee right here, and watch this. How much of this do you? Oh wow, look at that.
A little bit more. That's too brown.
I just put a quart of coffee creamer in a dime's worth of coffee.
I can help you.
Okay, there we go.
Now,
Okay, now, do you want to take a taste?
Sure.
Let's taste this one first.
Can I smell it first?
You can smell it first.
Part of my thing. It smells like candy.
Okay, so go ahead and taste. So it smells like candy. Now, we're going to taste and see.
A little bit of sweet and coffee. It's perfect.
Okay, so has it taken away the bitterness of the coffee?
It has taken away the bitterness.
And it has substituted the bitterness with sweet, right? And what else? This is a peppermint mocha.
Right?
Does the peppermint add some sort of a...
A little bit of a on
Cool.
the edge kind of cool tingly, yeah.
Okay. So
awesome.
so that's the peppermint mocha.
And chocolatey, yeah. This is candy.
Started out bitter, ended up
Now it's
sweet.
better.
Started bitter, ended up better. Now, I think I said something. Now this is French vanilla, which if you just look at it, it looks like whole milk.
Milk, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it since I have to drink
All
it.
right. Well, okay.
Oh, that's really
now.
white.
Oh, now.
That was almost too much.
Okay.
I mean,
That's, you know, go ahead and give that a try. Would you like a little more coffee in that?
no, you don't have to. I
Okay.
like candy.
Pipe tobacco and coffee and what else? Are just things that I like the aroma of, but not the actual flavor.
Yeah, I could use more coffee.
Could use a little more coffee. Kind of like drinking. By the way, what she has here, if this was a glass cup, she has child coffee. This is the kind of coffee they serve at school for first graders.
Thank you.
They don't serve first graders coffee.
I am a child. I like
So
candy.
give that a try. This is completely caffeinated. And I'm going to try.
See, it's tolerable.
Let's try the hazelnut.
Okay.
So what has happened with the French vanilla? Tell me what the flavor is like.
It's creamy.
Okay, so the creaminess. This one, the sweetness overcame the bitterness. Is that the same for the French vanilla, or is it a little different?
No, the French vanilla doesn't have as much of a flavor profile. It's more of a creamy, mellower taste.
So it basically cuts the bitterness
Right.
in half, or maybe
Yeah.
a little more?
You can do your own since.
All right, this one, hazelnut. And I've got to tell you what, that hazelnut is not bad at all.
I'm surprised.
The hazelnut is truly, by the way, we are in the same household. We are, you know, COVID balanced, as it were.
Yes.
We're what do you call it? We are
Married.
cocooned. Married, that's what it is.
Same household.
Yep, okay. So we got the hazelnut, we've got the mocha peppermint, which I thought would be my favorite, and we've got vanilla, French vanilla. What's the verdict? Let's give them 1, 2, 3.
But it depends on what flavor profile you're gonna go with, because this is the most like candy. This is
Sweet,
very sweet.
okay?
That's the next less sweet. And
This is sweet, but this hides the bitter.
yes,
And what does this do?
it's very complimentary. It's not that sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't
This
sweeten as much as it complements, but takes away the bitterness.
takes the existing flavor. Oh, now here we go. It takes what's there and transforms it. So the hazelnut, I tip my hat to the hazelnut. the power of the peppermint and chocolate to mocha-ize it, right? The complementary flavors of the chocolate and the cooling flavor of the peppermint, I think is amazing right here. And you know what? Good old French vanilla is here too. So we're talking about tastes, and we're talking about some of the tastes that the Bible identifies. And those tastes are salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami, right? Now, but we're noticing when life gives you something bitter, there's several different ways to transform that. And so all we have to do to begin is to just taste and see that the Lord is good. You know what? It breaks my heart that we're almost out of time, because there's so many different things we could put in this coffee to help transform that bitterness.
And we have a whole thermos left.
And you know what? We do have a whole thermos, pretty close to a whole thermos left. And you know, one of these days I'm going to have to try. The last time I tried black coffee, I was 22 years old. So it's been a long while ago. But ever since, look, it's going to be, my favorite tends to be the mocha peppermint. Well, Elisa, anything else to say?
I think we're good. I think we covered everything.
Okay, we got, and so remember, taste and see, right? Taste and see. And whenever it is that you get a big cup of bitterness poured before you, understand, we're here to be that which is going to cut the bitterness for you. So on behalf of St. Stephen Church and all of its ministries and all of its members, we're so delighted to be with you for this second season and encourage you to go ahead and tell somebody else about Taste and See. Tell somebody else about SSC Live TV. It's TV our way. Elisa?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a delight. Okay, take care. We will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Have a great time.
Get ready for the second season of Miss Pat's Neighborhood. I'm your host, Pat Matheson. Boy, do we have an unapologetically black, bold, and beautiful season planned just for you. This season, you can expect more community organizations, local entrepreneurs, artists, and entertainers. So buckle your seatbelts. It's gonna be a wild ride. And you know there's always something good going on in Miss Pat's Neighborhood.
We're back for a second season of The Principal's Office. I'm your host, Michelle Penix, and I am grateful to be back to share some of the most important topics in education with you. So each week we invite you in to learn with us as we learn from community leaders as they talk about the education issues of the day and how they affect our black children differently than everyone else. So come in each week right here, same time, same place, for The Principal's Office.
Hello, my name is George Demery, and I'm your host for Your Money Matters. We promote financial literacy. We help you to find business and education opportunities. We champion strategic thinking of how you spend your money. We want to help you to become more credit worthy. Look for ways of getting that credit number over 700. And finally, we want to help you to break away from financial slavery, debt. Join us each week right here.
Welcome to this season of A Family Affair Faith Edition, where we are your hosts, Lanisha,
Rosie,
James, Tracy, and together we are your
Youth Ministry Leaders.
Perfect!
Hi, I'm Dr. Giovanni Rondo, host of Healthy Mind, Body, and Spirit. Welcome to Season 2. We have numerous topics that we'll be talking about this year, including COVID-19 vaccines and numerous other topics that are pertinent for us, the African American community here in the Kentuckiana area.
Hi, good people. I'm Karen McKnight, and I'm host of the program Lord's Temple Fitness, program where we will practice yoga, meditation, and breathing techniques so we can tap into the body's own natural healing abilities so that we can just feel better all the way around.
Hi, I'm Minister J. Renee Williams, the host of the program Real Talk with J. Renee, where we discuss controversial topics of our time. So please be sure to join us every week.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Jones, and I am the host of the program Ryan with a Knee, where we will have candid, honest, hilarious, and sometimes even serious conversations about the topics and happenings that are pertinent to young women and college students like myself. I will be opening up about my experiences as I navigate my way through adulthood with the help of my homegirls, my role models, and of course, God. Please tune in to laugh, learn, and kick it with your girl, Ryan with a Knee. Be sure to join us every week right here or at www.ssclivetv.com on demand. SSC Live TV, truth, justice, and power. It's TV our way.